Alright. I think everything should be recording now. So this video's kind of short for Thiago, or I guess Paducah, that I met in WoW. It's just a short Fury Warrior rotation guide. First off, what you want to do is you want to type /macro chat box, and it'll bring up this whole screen with macros and stuff. And what you want is, this is my macro that I use for my all my DPS cooldowns. So when I charge in, I hit this, and then I start my rotation. It's a hashtag show tooltip, all one word, space, battle cry. That way it shows battle cry and all the goodies that go along with that. And then I have it set to /use bloodbath, /use avatar, battle cry, blood fury, /use 13 and 14. 13 and 14 are your trinket slots. I think this one's 13 and this one's 14. From this is where it blows all your cooldowns, and since I remember you having Gul'dan's trinket, let me see here. Draw to souls. It will use that trinket. So, and just to give you a quick look at my build as well, this is basically cookie cutter from icyveins.com, icy-veins.com. And so they can give way better explanations at this stuff than I can. Your auto attacks happen more often the more haste you have, which is your primary stat. So you want a haste to be at 30%. Then I think they said you want to stack mastery and then a haste again until like 80%, which isn't going to happen. And then like crit, verse, etc. So this is what the talents I take. If I am doing a Mythic Plus, I like to take Shockwave and Wrecking Ball for the AoE rotation there. Avatar is really good to combine with your battle cry, and I have it macroed to use them both at once, because it's just 20% increased damage, and it's really good to combine with all these cooldowns. Frothing Berserker, Heat Breach 100 Rage, damage is increased by 15%. So this one right here is very important because when you do Reckless Abandon, you gain the 100 Rage. So these two play off each other, and it maximizes your DPS output. See Raging Blow and this is also incorporates Raging Blow into your rotation. Alright, so I'm just going to give a charge here just to show you a basic rotation. So what I would do is I will charge in, I will hit my DPS cooldowns like so, then I will hit Rampage, Raging Blow, I'll use my Odin's Fury, I will Bloodthirst, and by that time Raging Blow should just be coming off cooldown, and I will hit that. And by that time I should have another 100 Rage, and I'll start doing my Rampage again. So, this is what it kind of looks like. It's just charge in, hit your DPS cooldown, Rampage, and then by the time you get everything done, that should be barely coming off cooldown. So that's kind of what it looks like in practice. It's kind of important to make sure you're aware of your timers. and your other cooldowns when you're raiding. This thing right here, Commanding Shout, is a big lifesaver. It has saved a few wipes. But yeah, just a quick to go over the opening rotation again real quick. Charge, hit that, Notes Fury, Bloodthirst, that, 100 Rage, hit Rampage, and then there, you're instantly pretty high DPS. That would be your opening rotation. I wouldn't activate it as you're in the middle of your charge. I'm not sure how Gul'dan's trinket works because I don't have it, but I would wait until you're firmly standing in front of him because I know it has a restriction of you can't move. As for just middle of the fight rotation, your biggest goal here is you have to reach 100 rage. And then once you hit your 100 rage, you'll get the Frothing Berserker. That's when you want to Rampage, Raging Blow, Bloodthirst, and then when those two are on cooldown, that's when you want to use your Furious Slash. But you never want to use it if it'll affect the global of these two abilities. So yeah, it's just building your rage up to 100, making sure you got the buff, use Rampage, then you want a Raging Blow, and Bloodthirst. Raging Blow always takes priority over Bloodthirst when you're at full rage. Now, there's going to be times where you have to use a Raging Blow to kind of edge out the 100, and at that point, you still go through your rotation like normal, except this time you replace it with Bloodthirst and then Furious Slash. Bloodthirst, and if you can fit it in, do a Furious Slash, but if you Bloodthirst and this is almost off cooldown, then let the Raging Blow just finish up its cooldown before you start again. So, also something that's really important is pre-potting. So, you know, the raid leader usually gives a countdown like this. And I'd like to get the maximum amount of it, so I'll do it on 1, and then I'll charge in, do my rotation. Rage, do that. So that's basically all there is to it. It is it's a pretty fast-paced rotation, and you kind of have to know what you're dealing with in order to go through it successfully. But a little practice goes a long way, and I definitely prefer it over arms. Now, as for legendaries, your best in slot is going to be your, I'm not even going to pronounce that, is your helmet slot, which gains 8 rage whenever you enrage, and it's also going to be your cape slot, which is Bloodthirst, increases all damage you deal and all healing you take by 1% for 10 seconds, stacking up to 4 times. So this is just more damage, flat out, you know, buff and damage. I do have two other legendaries. I have the Agrimar Stride, which, looking at the equip on it, is pretty much useless. Unless there's a high movement fight, which, after having gone through Nighthold, it's not needed. Especially when this is the other legendary I have, Timeless Stratagem, which basically gives you Heroic Leap 2 additional charges. Now for this, I really liked this legendary. When I first got it, I was really bummed out. But the fact that I can, you know, just do this without much work is just fast, really fast paced, and like it gets me out of trouble. And it's just readily there. You know, press 1 and left click, and it's really really quick and easy to use. Now for enchants, I should make a mention of my necklace. This is kind of just what I'm going with, is the charge gives me 25% more rage. There are better in slots, but I do like the more I charge, the more rage that I get. Um, so, uh, for enchants, you want to make sure you have Mark of the Hidden Satyr on your neck. You want the 200 strength for your back. You want the haste for your rings. And this one right here needs a little bit of a mention. If you can get it higher than 855, um, it is a really, really, really good ring. Simply because of the auto attack damage by 10%. Uh, seeing as since you're a dual wielding class, a lot of your auto attack damage is going to be really high up there. And with this, if this was 890, this would be my best in slot. But like stuff like Mr. Robot will say like this is my best in slot because they're actually not that. I thought I had another ring, but any ring with more haste is saying that it'll be my best in slot, which is I disagree with because I'm already at the haste cap, and I think it's worth eating a little bit in the stats to keep this ring because I think the equipment is really good on it. Actually, I need to change that gem. You want to gem haste, and if you only have one socket, you want to gem it with the 200 strength, the epic strength gem. That's just a holdover from when I was arms spec. So that should just about cover it. If you have any questions or anything, feel free to message me, buddy. I will be sending you this shortly, so I hope this helps, and if you have any further questions, don't hesitate to ask. Thanks.